Good day everyone, so it's been a couple of days since I last posted a video, so I wanted to talk about a number of things, but probably I'll do that in a separate video. But right now I want to talk about Pirate X Pirate at the moment because I found that this game is kind of interesting and the team behind it already has experience in terms of board games specifically. So we'll get into that in a bit, so let's first go through the website and look through the white paper and see what we can find or additional information about the game. And yeah, so we can start from here. So in here in the website, you're seeing that they have an ongoing airdrop, which is their number 2 airdrop. Gonna happen 9 days, well, give or take 10 days from now. Now the details about it is the gold treasure airdrop number 2. I would recommend you to try and join in. It's free anyways, so you can just try your luck. Let's see, maybe you can win, right? So this is their gold token, so people who win will get 10,000 for first place, 8,500 for second, 6,000 for third, and so on and so forth. So it's free money. So in terms of value, this is going to be around $200 from my calculation, because their estimation is for every 500 gold it's $10. So this is going to be around $200 for the top prize. So next we'll talk about the gameplay. So the gameplay, they have a little bit of detail here. So let's start first with the quest. So the quest setup that they have, which we can view in their white paper. So it will look something like this. So pretty much this is just staking. Then if you are able to meet certain requirements, then you will be able to earn a reward of gold. So this one is just an example. But here you'll see above here, they have the brig, the bark, the frigate, and the galleon. So these are the different types of ships that you will be able to have in the game. And the bigger the ship, then the bigger the prize, right? So the smaller the ship, the smaller the time frame. So these are good for maybe small quests. But if you have a very big quest, then the recommendation is you try to get as big of a ship as possible. But of course, that depends on what you actually own in the game. So they also have what they call a skill bonuses. So if you have crew members that have these skills, both have these skills, and so in terms of combination, then you will receive additional gold rewards for that particular quest. So that will change on a daily basis. They have a table here that they will show on the requirements. So for example, here on Monday, this is the requirement for the bonus rewards. So you will have to have certain crew members that can have these combinations of skill sets so that you will be able to avail the bonuses that they have. So here they have a table, for example, minimum rewards. Let's say for Caravel, you will be able to get 70 gold. But if you have a bonus, then you'll get 90 gold. But you have 2 abilities bonus, then you'll get 135 gold. So the mandatory requirement for every quest that you will do is you need to have a ship, a captain, and 2 crew members. So that's the minimum requirement. So if you have the combinations, then good for you. So this is where they made the calculation for the token price for gold. So for every 500 gold, it'll be 10 USD. But then again, as they've mentioned here, that the prices are not Oracle based. So whatever they set the price, that's the initial price. So then they'll let the economy do its thing, right? So just take note of that. So the expected price for the ship cost right now is around 150 USD. A captain would be around 60 USD and crew would be 30 USD at the release of the game. But then again, of course, it still depends on availability, right? So if they sold out, then tendency is you might go to the second-hand market or secondary market. Then prices would be a little bit more expensive. Now in the second part of the game, they have the PvE and PvP mode. So they have done this a little bit more differently. I guess it's more of in essence of the board game-esque logic that they have here, right? So it's not just simple as you just click and you pray that you win. You have to roll the dice and try to meet certain skill sets, so you can activate certain skills based on the die that you actually produce in terms of combination. So the die will have these phases. They have the cannon, which will be the attack. The ship's wheel will be the maneuverability of your ship. Hammer will be heal or defend. Barrel will be status effects. Skull would be wild or special. Now they have a sample photo here or a screenshot that they will show that if you roll the die, if you get certain combinations, then you'll be able to get bonuses for the skills, right? So you can see here, like I don't know what these pictures are, but if you get 3 of the same these, you get defense up 15% for 3 turns and so on. So I think that's a pretty cool concept that they've added into the game. So hopefully that upon implementation, it's as good as it looks. I'm interested. At least this is not the type of just you click and you win, right? At least here you still need to decide what type of skills you can use based on the dice that you roll, that you and you know the results that you get. So there is some level of chance, but there is, you know, some level of control on your end that you need to decide what kind of skills that you can activate based on the dice roll that you have gotten. So for adventure, this is more of their pirate metaverse type, right? So there are NFTs here that you can probably purchase and own. Then people might be able to rent these adventure lands and they can do their thing there. I think you will be able to get materials, if I understand that correctly. And they also mentioned here that islands can be customized by its owners, meaning you can have mini games added into it. So I guess this is a concept like you can do pirate racing, for example, you know, do your ship racing or something like that. But I guess in terms of mechanics, this is a little bit too early to tell how exactly this is going to work in the long run. So I guess this is something more in the future. Now in terms of NFTs, as we have already mentioned, you will have the captain and you will have the crew. So they will sell these NFTs, which are wanted posters, and you can get a captain, you can get a recruit. Now there is different types of abilities that's available for your crew. And one thing to note, that if you have a captain, they will have all 4 abilities, but for the crew it will depend on the rarity of the crew member. So there will be 1 ability if you're common, if it's rare you get 2, epic you get 3, and 4 you get legendary. I mean, if you get a legendary you get 4 abilities. So that will still depend on the crew quality that you will get, but for the captain by default they will always have the 4 abilities. Now for the ships, they mentioned here that they're going to sell ship plans. So if with the ship plans, this is only going to be available during the pre-sale. Now once they launch the game, they will have ship parts that will be available that you can actually purchase, and once you are able to combine them, so these ship parts, once you are able to combine them, then you will be able to create your own ship. So you can dismantle the ship 7 times to a maximum, then they will be burned after reaching that limit. So at least in a way you can still do customization for your ships, which is pretty cool. If you like to maybe add certain different parts for your ship to make it a little bit more stronger or a little bit more sturdier or something like that. So I think that is a very cool concept, and I'm pretty excited for that once they have implemented this feature in the game. Then for the island, as I've mentioned, so this is something that they're gonna sell, and it's going to be very limited. But they also mentioned that this particular line here, like so there are hidden islands throughout the high seas. So if you get lucky enough that you manage to do a quest and find a land, you will be able to claim that land for free. So I don't know how many those will be, you know, what are the chances, we don't know. So we'll find out sooner or later once they launch the game. Now in terms of tokenomics, there are 2 tokens that they have here. It's PXP, which is their main token, and the gold token, which is going to be their in-game token. So here you will be able to see the breakdown for their token and the vesting period. So I'll let you go through this and read through that. And we're gonna go to the most important thing here, which is the team and advisors. So you can see their actual pictures here in the website if you want to look into that. So they are here. So they have Pitsanu, which is the founder of the game. Then they have these team members, and all of their LinkedIn profiles are actually available and you can view them. And one thing to take note of is that Pitsanu is actually the CEO of Siam Board Games. And if we're going to look into the partnerships, Siam Board Games is actually part of it. SBG, this is one company, and the founder of the game, Pirate X Pirate, is also the same person who is the founder of both these companies. So this company is actually a board game company that you can actually visit their website. So they sell board games in their website, so you can try and visit it and see if if there's something like that you might be interested in, right? You can actually purchase these. So they have a number of board games available for sale. And just to confirm, right, I mean, is this really the same people that are in the game? The founder is here, right? Pitsanu is here, like you can see him here in the picture. So at least that alone gives me a lot of confidence with this game, and they also have existing partnerships, but I did check some of them. I could not find their website mentioning about the game yet, but they do have announcements that are being posted in Telegram or in Discord channel on the recent partnerships that we have. And I think the latest one that they had was with Havings Capital, and they have a few other here that are already tied up with the game. So I'll leave it to you to do your own research here. So at the end of the day, I would still advise that you still double check and look into them before you make a decision if you want to invest into the game. We still need to look into the community part. So if you go to their Twitter account, they already have around 22,000 followers, which is pretty decent. It's not bad. I did check that in terms of audit. It's at 91%, so which is good. We also double check in terms of Discord channel. So they have a Discord here with 19,000 members, which pretty much coincides with their Twitter account. So I think it's fairly decent, but again, in my opinion, it's still a little bit on the low side. But I think this game will garner more attention from more people, and I think we're still very early here. Before I forget, I almost forgot, we still have to go through the roadmap. In the roadmap, so they've already gone through Q3, Q4. They already had the website launched. They had the airdrop competition for PXP. Then now they're having the gold airdrop competition. Well, it's not a competition, but it's more of a raffle type of thing. And they already had their first limited edition NFT ships that were already completed. So we're not going to be able to get the Flying Dutchman anymore. So lucky for the winners if they got it. Then in Q1, which is now, so they're going to have the PvP gameplay demo, the first limited edition Captain's Whitelist competition. So I'm going to try and look out for that one once they have it out. Then they're going to have the pre-sale for the cruise, private round fundraising, then the IDO for PXP. So we still have time to try and get into the IDO for this game. Token generation event, initial DEX offering, centralized listing, smart contract audit, then quest gameplay release, then marketplace release. So at least on the quest side, they're going to be available, but unfortunately PvP and PvE are not yet going to be part of Q1. So it's going to be in Q2 most likely. Yep, they are in Q2. Now they also included the ships part NFT pre-sale. Then they're gonna have the dismantling and building system release, so they should do that in tandem. Then they have the PvP and PvE gameplay beta test release, and the ranking tournament, then PXP staking release. Then on Q3 they will have the serial reward system release. So this is something that will be added to the quest, I think. So if you do your quest, then you will be able to get materials. So it's going to be released on Q3. Then ships part crafting system release, scholarship. So I don't know how that's going to work yet. We'll see. Then fleet battle gameplay announcement. Then scholarship guild system release, and second ship part set announcement. So they're gonna have new sets that's gonna be available. Alright, it's pretty quick, but I think that's good too. At least new content is always good. Then in Q4 they're gonna have the pre-sale for the ship's second ship parts set, then the release, then they'll have the fleet battle gameplay beta test and the actual release. Then adventure will now be available. So the island NFT pre-sale will be on Q4. So this is still a long way down the road. We'll see once they have more updates about the NFT for islands and the mechanics on how it works. But anyways guys, that pretty much ends my video. So a quick recap: they already have the team doxed, and the good thing is that the team already has an existing company that does actual games, but of course not in relation to software games, more on board games, but at least they have that experience. Still good enough for me. And they have partnerships. They have several companies investing on the game. Then lastly, community. They already have built up around 20,000 members in the community, which is fairly decent. So in my books, they tick all the three important boxes for me. And yeah, I think for me, if I have the budget, hopefully I'll try to get into the game as well. So hopefully this video helps you out, guys, and thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you again with future videos. Take care, people.